Welcome to the recap show, week 3. We're going to recap every game. We don't have Bobby Holly. He's busy with family this week, but we got a couple special guests, guys making his debut on the recap show. First, we'll start with Bandit Ball, the TikToker himself. What's going on, Brandon?
What's going on, guys? Great night to talk a little football. I got some hot takes. I got them.
We'll get to them in a little bit.
Beautiful.
And joining me is another breaker, man. We had a rough week, but Leaux, what's going on, man?
Surviving. That's kind of all I can do.
And, of course, we got Hype, the founder, the president, Hype, USFL Network. What's going on?
What is going on, man? Hey, it was a great weekend of football. I think it's improving each and every week, and I think this was the best week as far as game-wise. There was a couple so-so, but overall, week 3, I think, was the best overall in games, in action. So that's where I stand.
You could speak for yourself. It wasn't a great week in New Orleans.
I know.
Worst week in Pittsburgh, buddy.
Speaking of Pittsburgh, you want to jump into that game?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
All right, let's go ahead and show the highlights.
All right.
Scarlett in at running back. He's the versatile tailback. Do a little bit out of the backfield. This time it's Paxton Lynch, though. Breaks a tackle up the middle. He's still on his feet. Gain of 20 on the ground. Keep it on the ground here. Here's Scott. Breaks to the outside and in for the net.
Delivers a strike. Ball's a tick high and they couldn't finish.
We mentioned that Carrizosa had struggled kicking field goals. He's been a great punter since his weighty. Ball is loose. Ball's still on the ground. That's Puto who's fighting for it. That he gets
those linebackers to draw their attention.
Stop him in for the touchdown.
Tell Steve back up.
Not sure what just happened there. Paxton Lynch had the ankle injury earlier. Looked like it might have been up earlier. Don't pop this movie.
Come on.
That ball's tipped at the line of scrimmage. Still has a chance and no good. Play of the drive. Give goes to Reggie Corbin. He will walk into the end zone. That's how you put a game on ice.
Corbin on the touchdown. Shea Patterson on the 2-point play. Everybody's happy in Michigan.
So everyone was happy in Michigan, but Pittsburgh, man, tough to be a Maulers fan.
Yeah.
There's not much to root for.
My biggest thing was, Paxton Lynch looked all right in that first quarter before he got hurt.
He did.
And if he comes back healthy, Michigan might be a little problem in the North, but we'll see. I like the defense. I've always been a fan of their defense and their running back room. So
I got a big beef with the people at the Fox Bet Sportsbook because I don't know what they saw out of the Panthers that told them that they were just going to shut out the Maulers like this, but I wish someone told me because those weren't the same quarterbacks I saw week 1.
I mean, the biggest surprise for me was Reggie Corbin, right? He was on the inactive list, and he goes in and scores what? Was it just one touchdown and about 125 yards on the ground?
yeah.
Enough to get Player of the Week nomination.
Exactly. Like our guy, a friend of the network, just jumped in our live, which was great. But, I mean, that was the biggest surprise for me. No surprise on the other side, though. Maulers, they just don't have it. I don't know if it's Kirby. I don't know if it's their coaching. I don't know if it's the morale. I don't know what it is. They just can't. They just, it's not there.
And I mean, Michigan walked straight down the field on them, scored, go for 2, get that, and then you muff a punt and you give them the ball at the 5. I mean, the game was over before it even began, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I had a bad feeling about that type of offense that they were going to run, just because where he was a running back coach, like you kind of knew what you were going to get with that heavy dosage of running the ball. And I just don't think that that's a good formula of winning football in this day and age. And so far they're 0-3. So.
And I think they're clearly the 8th place team.
Yeah.
Like it's not even. I don't even think it's close when you compare it to the other 1 and 2 teams.
Panthers put up a good fight for that ace spot, but I mean, it was what I mean. What was that in week 2? What happened in week 2 with the Maulers? They put up like 27.
But
they put up 23, I think. But
you're talking about the Maulers. I think that says more about the Stars, though. Defensively, the Stars might not be there, and that will come back to haunt them. But the Panthers are 2 plays away from being 3-0. Like, if you really think about it, like, they had the chance to beat the Gamblers, even though they played terrible. And week 2 against, what was that, New Jersey, they lost 10-6. Panthers are right there. They could be 3-0, and we're looking at them differently. So I think that defense is solid, and the running backs. So they got to figure out the quarterback, obviously. And what's their receiver? Lenore? Lenore is pretty good, too.
Yeah, they're number 1 in points allowed, too. They've only allowed 19 points in 2 games, or 3 games. So
when you give up 0, that helps that out quite a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, their record, of course, was rough going into the game, of course, but it was just their defense. That's why I always, with the power rankings, I always had them just a little bit higher than everybody else because their defense has always been there, always been spot on. One guy we did miss, I don't know if you've seen him at all throughout the game, was Chase Demore on the edge. I don't know if I didn't see much of him or seen him at all. I don't know if something had happened or what, but he was not on the edge.
Oh, you didn't see him at all?
I don't think so.
On the field.
Yeah.
I thought
not that I can recall.
I thought you thought he got blanked or something because I think honestly with Chase, I feel like a lot of guys might have it kind of out for him. You know, just they want to say they pancake the TikTok dude. You know, so he might get a couple double teams a little more than other guys.
He's too hot to handle.
Too hot to handle. Absolutely, guys. Anything else on the Maulers and Panthers? I mean, did you see a shutout? Did you see that coming?
Before the game, no, but I thought the Panthers
from the beginning, yeah. Once it started, yeah.
Once it started, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But the Maulers had a good defense too. I thought for like 2 weeks. I mean, they were flying around, but
I was just gonna say it comes down sometimes to where like bad offense can make a good defense play bad, where they have to be on the field so much that eventually you're just going to, the floodgates are going to open eventually and you're going to give up points, especially when your offense can't finish drives. They can't. So
I see one shining star on that defense, and that's Tarpley. And of course, another friend of the network, but he is. How many times has his name been called or shown on TV? He's the shining light in that entire organization right now.
Yeah, it's sad because I think Madre London is a better back than what he's being.
Oh, dude, Garrett Groshek is
Groshek. I was just gonna say that too. Like, what happened to the ground game? Like, he is a beast.
When there's no one passing the ball effectively, like the ground game is a lot easier to defend.
Of course,
forward, but he can only do it so many times. Poor guy. I mean,
yeah. I mean, the poll was put up. Will they win a game? What do you guys think?
Yeah.
You think they'll win one?
Yeah. They'll win a game.
They'll beat the Gamblers.
If Apes was here, man.
Well, real quick though, which team do you think they could beat though right now? Stars, maybe, because they got
no way.
The worst.
With Case Cookus, they could beat the Stars, but that's not until like week 8 now. So,
which is nice. That actually came out today too. We have the full schedule of games, which is great. No more guessing.
And then it's got to be someone like, and Ace is going to kill me, but it's got to be someone like the Gamblers that don't have an offense that can. Like the Panthers were their chance, and the Gamblers. Yeah, go ahead.
I would say a team that shoots themselves a lot in the foot, and that seems to be Houston. So,
yeah, you have Thorson, who is either on fire or he's sitting on ice, man. It's fire and ice with him. He is fire and ice.
Just want to bring that one up.
Yeah.
What's that?
The Gamblers.
The Gamblers? Absolutely. Let's go ahead and bring that up here. Bandits and Gamblers. Let's go.
Lefty. Hey, load. 180. What's up?
Babu to the sideline, caught by Dillon. First down for Derek Dillon and more. Dillon got a block. Dillon's got the speed. Dillon's got a touchdown.
Puts it on my right shoulder. I'm making a right pivot and going.
Force it on first down, looking deep on first down. He's got a man open. The ball slips through the hands after the catch of Ratliff Williams, and he dribbles it in for the touchdown. As unorthodox. Dwayne Allen in motion. And on first down, it's Thompson who gets the carry. Able to make men miss, and Thompson into the secondary. Mark Thompson trying to outrun Anthony Chaffee. He will. It's a touchdown for the Houston.
In baseball for a double play. That's how quick your hands have to be.
First down. Oh, Washington bouncing to the outside, and he'll walk in for the touchdown. Second and 7. Thorson backpedaling off his back foot, finds Zuber, touchdown.
Held on to it just long enough and executed well, other than the hold.
Andrew Galitz to punt, blocked up the middle. Squirts free, scooped up, and down at the 5-yard line. Vinny Papowicz, 3rd and goal. Tamu steps away from pressure, room to run. Tamu into the end zone for the touchdown. If they want to try to ice him again. Right, the holder, Rouse the kicker. Good snap, good hold. The kick is on the way, and it's good.
Wow.
The Bandits lead by 1.
Oh, man. Haley said he won.
All right, Bandit, want to start it off?
You know, great win. Okay, we pulled it out at the end. I love Tyler Rouse so much. The one thing I noticed with that little highlight package, the 2 little highlights of Te'amu was with his legs, which is awesome. And then the other one was just a little 5-6 yards. Derek Dillon did the rest. And, you know, I didn't see any of those overthrows and those underthrows. And, oh, man, I'm very upset with Te'amu. I'm very upset. I had very high expectations. I loved him on the Battlehawks. I mean, and then when I saw that we got him, I was just over the moon. You guys know it. I was riding high, preseason champs. I mean, it's been a rough ride. I love the win. Good win, boys. We did it for Todd Haley. I'm glad he didn't have to miss that graduation for nothing, but it was the gambler's game to win, and they let us have it.
Yeah, I think a big disappointment overall with Te'amu. He was with our draft alone. I got him 1 overall, thinking he was going to be the stud, you know, the number 1 guy, and he barely gets me by. So,
you guys I know you guys talk down about Te'amu because he's supposed to be the best quarterback, but he was 21 of 36 for 255. It's not like he had a bad game.
But do you hear those numbers? 21 for 36 for how many yards?
255. And a W. Okay.
Tyler Rouse got that W, buddy. Te'amu got him there.
Also, the running game, every running back, every guy that touched the ball that had at least 3 carries averaged at least 4 yards a carry against this tough defense of Houston. I think Houston did cost the game. Obviously, obviously they blew the game, but Tampa's not that bad. I've ranked them higher than a lot of people, so I like the team. I think their biggest problem is going to be the Heat because they're a big team. I think the Heat's going to kill them later on in the year. They're a big team, man. Those
can't
big
get cramps in the second quarters, guys. Can't be going down in the second quarter with cramps already, fellas.
But it's just going to get hotter in Alabama. So
and we lost Bruno. I don't know what's going on with Bruno up front, center. It seemed like offensive line after he left, so that might be rough.
How about Juwan with that cut? Did you see that cut? What a run! That was pretty.
Network, friends of the
network. Exactly. That's what we love, man. We love it.
MVPs.
They're all stars.
Shout out the boy Derek Dillon taking 164 yards. LSU alum. Gotta love it.
Yeah. And Meeks for the interception too was big. So.
Yeah, I mean, you have a 9-point lead in the fourth quarter, and you give up points, and not only that, you give up points, and then you turn around and give up a block punt, and they pick it up at the 5. I mean,
Game over. That was it.
Yeah. You lost all the momentum, and it's really they just let them hang around too long. You had a 10-point lead in the second quarter, and then you had a 9-point lead in the fourth quarter, and you just kind of let them linger around. You didn't put them away. You didn't add any more points to your lead, so yeah, it cost them.
Webb, do you have Thorson's numbers as well, or no?
Yeah, I do. He went 15 for 24. He's my fantasy quarterback, so he drives me crazy every week. 15 for 24, 240, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception.
They gave him time this week, too. They gave him time to pass.
Higher QBR if you're looking at the same stats I am, buddy. Higher QBR than Mr. Te'amu.
He did, but like
Thorson threw some beauties. He's
hit or miss though. He's not consistent, and that's been their problem all year. Like all year, like the first game against the Panthers, they were dominating on defense, and he almost cost the game because he couldn't move the ball in the second half. They have the best running back in the league. Like if you're up 10 points, like Leaux saying, like they have the biggest horse, and they can't put away a game, and it comes down to quarterback. And Summerlin looks dejected too. If you watch the press conference, Summerlin looks like he lost a family member. Like it
looks not defeated.
Like Haley last week when he got blown out by the Breakers, he was like joking around, like we'll figure it out. Summerlin looks defeated, and it frustrated. And they're only running with one quarterback, so they can't even bench Thorson right now. If he gets hurt, like I don't even know what they're going to do because
they got to pick somebody up off the street somewhere, man.
Yeah, but if he got hurt in this game against the Bandits, you know,
yeah,
what I mean? What do you run with? So I don't know. I ranked the Gamblers at 7th, so but
they're the best 1 and 2 team. I'll give them that.
They're better than Philly.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
Philly's run deep. Could you imagine the Gamblers going into Philly and with the Mark Thompson? Oh, come on.
I hear you. I don't know. I
think got snubbed. Poor guy.
Brian Scott will figure it out. I feel against that team, but
I mean, the beginning of the game, it looked like it was going to be back and forth. You know, the running game was going to be hard for both sides. Like I thought it was going to be a high-scoring game, like extremely high, but no. I mean, it was decent, but it wasn't what the game started out to be.
And Houston seems to be the one team that doesn't have that number one receiver. Like it's always like 2 catches here, 3 catches here.
Yeah.
Like the Bandits had Dillon this week. I know the Breakers had Dixon. Like they have go-to guys, Jonathan Adams, Jay Adams, whatever you want to call him.
Jay, yeah.
Yeah.
It's Jay.
But like it doesn't seem like Houston has that. I know Zuber has had a couple touchdowns, but it doesn't seem like they have that number one target. So that could be part of Thorson's problem too. So
I think because JoJo wasn't it? Wasn't JoJo?
Yeah, JoJo's hurt too. Yeah, JoJo week 1 had 7 or 8 catches. So I don't know.
All right, guys, that was that. Any hot takes with that one, Bandit, or are you waiting on that?
I mean,
waiting?
Don't tell Ace, but I mean, I would trade Te'amu for Thorson straight up right now.
Wow!
Whoa!
Wow!
I'd take him. I mean,
that's
the throws I saw Thorson make and the throws I saw Te'amu miss, I'm just like Te'amu missed some just layups there, man. I mean, I don't know if it's the ball thing still. I don't know if these guys are getting used to it, but I mean, because I heard some people say that just a quarterback play all around looks rough, and it is pretty rough sometimes, but I don't know. Maybe it's a little personal. Maybe it's just too personal. I'm too close to it. If I remove myself from it and I talk to Webb over here and he makes me feel better and hypes me up a little and tells me the Stallions aren't as good as they are at 3-0, maybe I'll feel better.
Well, you're 2-1. You win this week, and you guys are sitting in first place at the bare minimum. And it's been ugly. That's the whole thing. You just got to figure out how to get to Canton, and then it's
dominant against the worst team in the league, just like everyone else has been. Big win against the Maulers, and even that was kind of at some points pretty rough for the Bandits offense.
So with that, it's clear Jordan Tiame will never be on the USFL network. Like if he sees this, forget it.
Oh, I love him.
Oh, okay, there we go. You got to throw some love in there because we never know. But
I want him to run the ball as much as he can, and I want him to make decisions like this. If it's not there, run it, Te'amu. You see how fast he is on these runs, dude? Like, he is so fast, like Turpin fast for the Generals. I mean, Turpin fast. Te'amu is quick when he gets moving, and I just don't know why he does it more.
Some more running.
More running, please. One read, run, and I prefer the read to be O'Grady, please.
You are the most depressed 2-1 team in the league. like,
Absolutely.
We're sandbagging. We're sandbagging.
Fair enough.
All right, is that all we got for that one there?
Stars and generals, I guess.
Stars in general. Let's go ahead and kick it off with those highlights.
Empty backfield. Over the middle, completes. Down to the 20-yard line. Getting up and running with the football is Bug Howard, the tight end. Wasn't touched when he was down. Wisely keeps running. Touchdown, Philadelphia. 41-yard strike from Brian Scott to Bug Howard.
Big-time throw by Brian Scott to Bug.
2 games. More on that in a moment here. Brian Scott to throw it once again.
Good catch.
What a one-handed catch. Nice to have Devin Gray back in the lineup. He was good in week 1, missed last week with an injury. That's a gain of 9.
Let's check out.
Helmet on, as you see. Looks like he's trying to work his way back, but we've seen Case Cookus so far. And we're seeing New Jersey quarterback DeAndre Johnson cutting out. Victor takes it around the left side. House call. 4-yard touchdown run. The Generals are an extra and even greater through the air tonight. Cookus flushed out to his right, still looking to the end zone, cuts it back across his body. Touchdown, Philadelphia. DeAndre Overton. Victor, head down, charges, and this time he's across the stride.
Downfield.
Johnson, blitz coming, sets up the screen. What a call to Williams inside the 15 and the 10. Dives for the pylon.
On one right now.
And Johnson is in the end zone. Two completions in a row for over.
All right, so that was Johnson's game all day. Once he entered the game flipped. It was all Generals. I thought, honestly, when they first drafted Johnson, he was going to be the starter regardless. I didn't think it was maybe Perez. So it's nice to see him in there. And it's nice. Big shout out to Darius Victor, by the way, for coming on the Angelo's podcast. So check that out. He was nice enough to jump on Angelo's podcast after that victory. What do you guys think?
So, personally, I think Philadelphia wins that game if Brian Scott plays because, I mean, they had a 10-point lead before he got injured. And even though Cookus played well, he kind of fizzled out in the fourth quarter, whereas I think we've seen Brian Scott play really well. He's played his best ball late in games in the first 2 weeks, and I just think that would have made the difference. But I also do think that the Generals should just stick with DeAndre Johnson going forward and just stop the flip-flop and 2 QB thing because it'd be better to have Johnson's running ability and just allow his passing game to grow with chemistry and whatnot. So
I agree. Keep it with stick with the one quarterback. Unless Bandit, you have a second opinion?
No, yeah, no.
Okay, all right.
Stick with Johnson for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard a couple times, like in leagues like this, like these spring leagues, it's almost like just get your best athlete and put him at quarterback almost, and just let him. I mean, hey, if he can out-athlete your other guy, if all else fails, and that's what Johnson does. Perez looked rough in the pocket a couple times. I mean, you could hear the announcers on the broadcast. They were like, he just can't get away from nothing. If it breaks down, he breaks down.
Wait, what do you got?
They just do what, like, they're pretty basic. So 3 guys had over 50 yards rushing. You know what I mean? They're just going to run the ball, especially with Johnson in there, and they just execute. And they play tough defense, obviously. And I like the Generals. My preseason rank, I had them at 8th. So I am absolutely shocked that they have done this. Angelo's not. Angelo's been talking about them from the beginning, but I they just run the ball down your throat. They like, you know what they're going to do, basically, and you can't stop it. And I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and you got to stop me. And that's unique in this league right now. So.
Do you think anyone wants to stop Big Vito, dude? I mean, look at that guy. When you see him in his pregame with the Jesus shirt, oh my God.
And then you got Trey Williams, who is awesome. He's basically the North's version of TJ Logan. He catches the ball in the backfield, take it to the house at any play. So,
and I think Johnson read the defense really well when he came in. He read blitz. You know, he knew when to get rid of the ball, when to take off. I think he did a great job.
What are you going to say, Brandon, about my TJ Logan?
No, I was just like nice little shoehorn that in. You know, hey, we got a guy over here in New Orleans. Don't forget, by the way. Hey, the general, and what Webb, you said the Stars defense was, pretty good or something, could stop Mark Thompson, I believe was your words. You see them angles them boys were taking on some of them plays? They
Stars?
can't stop Mark Thompson. Yeah, the Stars, man, they couldn't stop Mark Thompson.
Oh, the Stars are in trouble with defense. I didn't say the Stars defense. The Stars defense from the beginning, Bart Andrews has been all about offense. That's all he cares about. And the thing that frustrates me is that they can run the ball, but he doesn't even try. It doesn't even make a difference. It's like I'm just going to throw the ball all the time, and it's not working. Obviously,
right, you can't be one-dimensional.
Yeah. You struggled with the Maulers, and the other two teams that you played, you lost, and it was not convincingly today or against the Breakers, but it was. I don't know. The Stars need to regroup now, because
to your point, they only ran it 10 times.
Yeah.
The Stars. So you want to talk about no balance on the offense. Yeah,
and against the Breakers, they were running the ball at, what was it, Colburn had 5 yards a clip, and then he just abandons that. And I know he really believes in Brian Scott and Cookus, because Cookus is from the spring league with him, but I don't know. They got to figure something out. Stars defense, I don't think I ever said that the Stars defense, and if I did, I stand corrected, but they're garbage.
I mean, Scott can make plays. He can move around out of the pocket, things like that. But you still need to establish a running game. You can't be one-dimensional, and that's what they became. Yeah. And they got beat, plain and simple. Speaking of beat, we got one more game to cover.
Oh boy, here we go.
You guys ready?
Wait. Did you guys think Brian looked very upset over there? Brian looked upset, man. I mean, that dude was heartbroken. He couldn't get back in the game, man. My man was tore up.
Yeah.
He was. I think you can hear the audio too.
He kept the helmet on, right, for the first quarter. In the second half,
he wanted it so bad.
He did not want to stay out of that game. All right, so we have one more to go.
Yeah, the game of the week.
Game of the week. All right, let's go ahead and roll those highlights.
Time. Final seconds of the first quarter here. Jamar Smith out of the pocket, throws high along the sideline, and it's intercepted. Juggling catch made by Ashari Crosswell. Tipped through the hands of his tight end and right into the hands of Crosswell. All the play calls. First down, pressure from everywhere. Marlon Williams, running room, slips a couple of tackles. Big run by Williams, all the way to the house. Schroeder steps up. Dixon diving, touchdown. Towards the middle of the field, caught in the end zone, touchdown Johnny Dixon. Oh, it's called an incompletion, it'll be 3rd and 10. Smith, he's got him on the right side, same play. This time they do draw the flag. Bolden caught it anyway. They get it off. Here comes pressure again, Schroeder hit, ball comes out. New Orleans gets it, but they'll be brought down for a safety, but they lost the football again. Did Birmingham recover? They're discussing, was it a safety or a touchdown?
Ruling on the field. There's a fumble.
recovered by the defense. Result of the play is a touchdown. So they call it 2 fumbles. Birmingham recovers, and they get a touchdown to extend the lead.
They're going to need to review this because Kai Abshir, the offensive line.
Final play of regulation. Slaughter just gets rid of that. It's caught by a lineman. That should be ineligible. No whistle yet from the officials. And the clock will just run out. There is a flag down. Back with 2 of them were good enough for touchdowns, and it all was good enough for victory.
All right, guys.
Go ahead, Leaux. Go ahead.
Me? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I think we lost that game more than Birmingham won that game. Yeah. No, hear me out. Okay. So first things first, they start off the game, they go 3 and out, and we walk straight down the field with ease, right? And we get all the way down there to the 1-yard line, and we screw up the QB sneak. We fumble the ball, we give them back the ball. Stop them again. We get a interception, right? And we get to a 4th and 3, and rather than kick the field goal, we decide to go for it. And Kyle Slaughter rolls left, evades the pressure, and he has a man down the field, Poindexter. And rather than just pick up the first down, he's still hurt. So he decides to put the ball down the field, but he doesn't set his feet, and he misses him. So that should have been 14-0 off the rip. And we didn't do enough offensively. Like I said, we just shot ourselves in the foot. We give up that stupid screenplay where we missed 4 tackles. I mean, I think we screwed that up more than they really got that, because that shouldn't have happened. So I just think we lost that game more than they won that game.
What do you got?
Missing TJ Logan was a killer. With Slaughter being hurt, he couldn't dump it off. Larry Rose is in the same, and neither is Jordan Ellis. Slaughter being hurt the entire time obviously changed the offense. Jay Adams was missing. He's still in Brian Allen's pocket because Brian Allen dominated him. He had 1 catch, and I love Jay Adams, but he was my pick for breakout player of the year. But Brian Allen shut him down on most plays. DeMarcus Gates is a beast. He doesn't get the publicity that Scooby gets, but DeMarcus Gates is a beast for the Stallions. And what I said on Breakers Weekly, the Stallions just figure out a way to hang in games. They've done it every single week, and they figured it out. And you could tell the confidence that they have as the game goes on. And Jamar fits perfectly with Holtz, obviously, and it's evident. And we weren't healthy, and that's just how it goes. We'll see him again in I think week 9, right?
8.
So we'll see. Lowe's ready. Lowe's ready for 8.
I'm ready for blood.
But we get a game against the Gamblers, which presents a different challenge, and we just move on from there. It's sometimes it's good to take a loss, and this was we were cocky. We were the loudest team, and you didn't hear Devin Bellamy talking a lot this week. You didn't hear Vontae Diggs talking a lot, and that sometimes it's good to be humbled. So.
I mean, with the Stallions, there was a lot of miscommunication in the beginning of the game. I don't know if you noticed, but like a lot of misblocking assignments, things like that. The Stallions were not there in the beginning of that game at all. Yeah. And I thought right there was going to be like, all right, so the Breakers are going to take this game over. And to your point, Leaux, I thought exactly what you thought. The Breakers didn't lose as much as the Stallions winning. I can see that. After you explained, your side, I can definitely see that. But Slaughter, he did have, I think he had 32 pass attempts in that third quarter. And the quarter wasn't even, I think it was halfway through the third, and he already had 32 pass attempts. So there was no running game. So yeah, Logan is definitely missed. So if everyone's healthy, They play again in Week 8. What do you think the outcome is? Is it going to be a close game or it's going to be a blowout?
They'll be close games.
I mean,
two very good defenses.
Yeah, I mean, there's multiple factors to that, though, because, I think they won't forget what happened this week, right? And, we were missing key guys in the secondary. Ike Brown has literally been one of the top corners in the league, just where, he just doesn't give anything up. He doesn't get a bunch of picks and all this stuff, but, he just doesn't get thrown at because he's that good, and he wasn't there the whole game. That really hurt. We lost our left guard early in the game. That hurts, stuff like that. Like I said, Sloter was – I don't know what percent Sloter was, but it wasn't 80, so it was probably below 80%. He couldn't run. There's multiple times where we could have kept drives alive if he would have ran for it, but he didn't trust himself to do it. So there's a lot of little factors. But, yeah, if we play them again, I think I don't know if it'll be a blowout, but I think we'll get our revenge.
Bandit, what do you got?
Man, I think the Stallions might go undefeated. Honestly, there's something about it. In crunch time, they may start out slow, like you said, but it seems like game gets going, crowd gets going. They're the home team. I feel like they really feel connected to the city. They want to win for the city. These boys ball out. Maybe not all game, but when it's crunch time, I feel like they shine, and I feel like that home crowd really does something for them boys. I don't know what it is, momentum, whatever, but they get the home crowd and they definitely take advantage of it.
You're right, because in this season alone, they're always going to be the home team, even if they're not on paper. They're always going to be at home. They're always going to have that home field advantage. What does that do for a football team? Pumps them up. It gives them that, that willing to win or whatever the case may be. But you're saying 10-0.
If any team could do it, obviously they're the last ones that could,
right?
But
undefeated.
It seems like it, man. I don't know how they win, but they do. I can't explain it. You explain it. You tell me. Me.
What about their defense? How about the Stallion defense?
It's very good. Very good. These are two might be top two defenses right here. Breakers. I wouldn't feel bad if I was the Breakers. You guys got beat, but I feel worse about my win than y'all should feel about your loss, honestly. But y'all big bounce back next week, no problem.
Well, the Breakers defense was solid. Go ahead.
No.
All right. So the Breakers defense was solid. Maribel only averaged 2.2 yards a carry. They really didn't give up any rushing yards except Jamar with a 31-yard run. The receivers, like Bolden had 6 catches, but he has catches every single week. So, he didn't do anything fantastic. The tight end was a little bit of a problem sometimes, but as me and Leaux always talk about, we play 4-2-5. So, the middle of the field is sometimes our most vulnerable part. But Scooby was great for them. And I think DeMarcus Gates right now is probably the top linebacker in the league right now. Go ahead, Leaux.
Oh, yeah, no, I was just saying, we lost by 9, but if we would have just capitalized on should have had, we would have won that game. I don't know. I just really think we lost that game more than they won that game. Offense did all that much. I think we should have ran a QB spy more on Jamar Smith, but other than that.
And I take full responsibility of the loss. It's the first time I picked the Breakers all year. I've picked against them, and I told Leaux that if we lose, it's probably my fault. So it's all right.
It's your fault, man.
Yeah,
they hurt.
Never pick them again.
So overall, what did you guys think of the football? I already said it in the beginning. I think week 3 was one of the best, or if not the best so far in this young season. Think it gets better, or hopefully the kicking game does, but for all teams involved.
I think part of the benefit was, so I feel like the best 2 teams played each other, and then the Gamblers and Bandits were pretty close. They're pretty close in competition. Panthers and Maulers were pretty close, right? Going into the Stars and Generals were. I think that the matchups were even, I guess. I don't think there are a lot of games where there was a clear favorite. So I think that helped out.
Let me tell you what the odds makers have to say about that. Pittsburgh right now, who they play next week? Michigan or Generals. So Pittsburgh plays the Generals next week. Right now, they are -9 underdogs.
Wow.
Or I mean +9. Sorry, +9 underdogs.
That's 9 point. Do you think that'll go up?
That's only a touchdown.
That's what I'm saying, because it's only a one possession.
It is.
It's only one possession, so
I think it'll go down because
you think it'll go down?
Yeah, people will start hammering the +9 probably because they'll feel like, I mean, come on, they can't be beat by 9, right? But that's what I thought too last week. So I don't know. It's fade Maulers for the rest of the season for me. I can't do it.
I can see 11.
Sorry, day one.
I know. I'm sorry, day one.
I don't know. I feel like every time I hear like the 9 points is a one possession game, it's just, I don't know. I don't take it as seriously just because like a 3
not
point,
easy.
A 3-point conversion from the 10-yard, like a 2-point conversion from the 2 or the 3. I think it's it might be from the 3, but like that is so much more obtainable than from the 10-yard line that I still feel like even though it's possible, it's like so unlikely. I just don't.
Jeff Fisher got it right finally down there.
No kicker. No kicker.
He got it right. I mean,
hey, we might have to do the same dang thing.
Yeah, we do. And McGinnis is not working out.
What's the other rule we haven't seen yet? Either was it overtime?
Yeah, no shootouts yet. No shootouts.
No shootouts. And what was it? Like you can take 4th and 13 or something like that?
Oh, the onside kick.
Onside kick, yeah. I want to see that. Yeah. Maybe Pittsburgh can throw it out there. They don't have nothing to lose, literally. So
I think
they can try it.
Jeff Fisher will probably be the first.
You think so? All right.
He doesn't care about his special teams.
I say Pittsburgh. You say Michigan. What do you think, Webb? You think we'll see it?
I think Houston's going to need it this week. So.
Well, what about you?
They're going to need it.
Wow. I mean, yeah, we've got 7 more weeks. Well, 9 more weeks, but still, you know what I mean? We've got a lot of football left, so yeah, we'll see it eventually. We have to, right? Like,
I definitely want to see it just to see, why not?
Yeah.
You guys got any picks? I know you're going to do your TikTok, but you guys got any picks for this week?
I haven't really dove into mine yet.
Fair enough.
Bandits
beat the Stallions. You heard it here first.
Bandits beat the Stallions?
Yep, they're not the national game this week. They're not the night game. They're not.
It doesn't matter. They're still
kickoffs at 7, bud.
Oh, is it? They moved it. Oh, man.
They're gonna keep moving it because
I'm still rolling with Tiamu.
Until they lose, they're gonna be in that primetime spot. That's what I feel anyway.
We'll have 3 teams at 3-1 in the South.
Yeah. Can we talk about this 10:00 Friday night game though?
Yeah, I feel like I'm watching a Red Sox game on the West Coast.
Is that not late? Are we not? This is an Eastern league. This isn't a West Coast league. This is what are we doing?
In all fairness, it is 9 Central, so it's not. You know what I mean?
You're right. My bad. I forget that.
Yeah, it's
But it's still late.
Birmingham.
That's late.
No one's gonna show. No one's showing up anyway. It's not the Stallions.
Right.
So you can put out at 2 o'clock in the morning, whatever.
Well,
pump that crowd noise.
Well, to that point though, like it seems like if you do, obviously you got to make the Stallions the night game, and if you do that too, you get you buy the ticket for the day, right? It's not like you have to buy separate tickets. So I mean, with the Stallions being the night game, most times it helps the other game too before it, because I felt like Gamblers and Bandits had a little bit of a good crowd going, and I think that was right before Stallions played, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah. Stallions break. It was all South teams in a row. Yeah.
I feel like they should at least try one time having the Stallions play the early game and having a game after, because I feel like you're more likely to get people to stay after. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like you're more likely to have people be like, well, I'm already here. So more than people be like, do I want to show up 3 hours early to two teams I don't care about versus like, you know what? I'm already here. Let me get another, game in. Why not? Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like they should at least try it one time, just having them be the first game and see if maybe the second game's attendance does better.
Yeah, I mean, social media wise, they're still dogging the whole, attendance, but they don't realize it's all about TV ratings, and they're getting them. I don't know what they are for this past weekend, Sunday and things like that. I haven't seen them yet, but they're gonna fluctuate. They're gonna go up and down, but I think they're gonna be just fine. They're doing just fine.
Better than baseball.
Yeah,
and better than like almost every sport. Outside of the NFL, and
everybody loves football, man. Everybody loves football.
Playoff season for hockey and basketball, though. Those are picking up steam right now.
Yeah.
But I'm talking like the fifth leagues in like soccer, like it's beating the MLS, it's beating English soccer, it's beating F1, like it's beating a lot of different sports. So if they're financially stable, why can't the USFL be financially stable? Especially they're not doing any of the traveling costs and all that. So
they're playing it smart. I mean, the fans out there, I don't know if they're just just showing up to talk whatever, but they just don't understand what the USFL is trying to accomplish, and they're doing it. We understand it because we follow it, but the casual fan does not understand what they're doing.
It's just ignorance. They just don't know. That's just
right.
That's just all it is. I mean, all we can do is try to explain it to them the best we can, but even then, some people don't want to listen. So
can't confuse people with the facts, man.
I see Leaux in the Discords defending this all the time.
People are so ignorant, man. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Bro,
I'm on Facebook most of the time, and I see it constantly. It's just I don't even acknowledge it. I don't even care.
A Pittsburgh Pirates dude. I mean, I'm not big baseball now, but I hear this Pittsburgh Pirate Park is like one of the best ballparks in the league.
PNC? Yeah.
Yeah. And so, I mean, you got this sweet park, but the team is just so bad. 116 people showed up. Like a reporter came and hand counted 116 people, bro. That's a USFL game. I mean,
I think it was last week or the week and a half ago. Oakland was the same way. I think they barely hit 2,000 or 3,000. And that stadium's huge.
If those Penguins fans couldn't go see those, ugly Maulers colors that they probably hate down the street, that they wouldn't.
Well, it comes back to TV. That's why baseball. They have all the local markets and the TV deals and all that. They don't care if people show up. Like that's
they don't. No, they don't.
Fox is kind of running it like that because Fox has dealt with this sports contracts with all the local networks and everything. So Fox understands it, and they're gonna be fine. It's fine. We're on to year 2.
Absolutely, year 2, 3, easily. There's no worrying at all for the USFL. I don't care what the next league does next season. I won't even mention the 3 letters because I don't care.
Football was trash.
Where's my sunglasses? Where's my sunglasses for all this shade, guys?
Yeah, let's raise an eyebrow. I don't really care. It's about the USFL. I think they're going to continue to succeed. I don't care what they pay or whatever the case may be. They're not even here yet. Not even a discussion. So
well, it's not feasible what is coming out. It's like you can't long-term success with upping the salaries and everything. Like I would love for the players to get paid more and take care of more, but like you have to be like for them to get their shot in the NFL, you have to have this league, and for this league has to be sustainable. So I don't know.
Does anyone know? I see all the question a lot, like especially with draft right here that just concluded for the NFL. Like, can these guys that didn't get picked up go, work out in the spring? You get reps, you get film. I mean,
well, it's a gamble because Warren Saba for the Panthers, he skipped, and then the first drive, it's a shame because the kid's 20 years old or 21 years old, but.
You can get injured doing anything, though. I mean,
that's true. But like you got a guy like Justin Ross at Clemson that was injured, and now he's not even being picked up, and he was the top receiver for a top team in the country, and so you just got to. And Brandon Rolfe is another one. He played college ball all this past season, and then he had to retire. But you got to take that risk sometimes, and this is a good alternative, so it should be interesting going forward. I can't wait for the draft. I just want to see what the draft's like.
I hope it's longer than 90 seconds and not on social media.
Well, you can't do the positions, right? Because let's say Slaughter doesn't get picked up. You already got him because it's a 2-year deal. So now you're filling in gaps and everything. So it's even probably more
It would
random.
probably be regular. They'd probably have to do it just snake style, 1 through 8.
Yeah.
Pick what you need.
Yeah, which would be awesome to see it. And then I think you're going to see a lot of guys start trying to do the Warren Saba because, hey, I need film. If Justin Ross isn't getting picked up, guys like that, because they have a little injury problem or injury history, I need film. So and I know for the Breakers, everyone's getting film. Everyone's getting filmed for the Breakers. So, and I know a lot of teams are doing that. So I don't know. Hey, so before we sign off, you guys got a player of the week? I know we've had some conversation about this.
I'm going with Corbin. Just because he was on the inactive list. He's a friend of the network, and, you know, he just –
It doesn't have to be someone that was on the 4.
I know, but
all right.
He was on the inactive list. Like, he was listed. He wasn't even supposed to play.
Leaux, you got a pick?
For us, I'll say Johnny Dixon, but as a whole, I'll give love to Mark Thompson. He had a really big game, so I'll give him some love.
Go ahead,
I love it. I love Mark Thompson. Biggest snub of the season so far. That's wrong what they did to that man. He is the Gamblers' offense.
Yeah, he should have been on that top 4 of the offensive players of the week. But
instead of, one of those other guys.
Johnny Dixon's going to win, I think. So Breakers, even with a loss, is still going to get a player of the week. But I think DeMarcus Gates, he should be the player. I know Scooby got a lot of love this week, but DeMarcus Gates is a beast, man. He's a beast. But anyways, next week, Bobby Holly will come back, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I think we'll have him on. Hopefully, Jamar as well. Who knows? Maybe the whole team will come on.
Oh, it's going to be tough if they lose to the Bandits. We're going to have to bring Brandon back on.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great show. Great recap.
Yeah.
Had a lot of fun.
Pour one out for my guy, Ben Holmes, man. I remember, Ben. I remember you. I remember. You were the starter, not Louise. I remember.
All right, before we do sign off, though, RoyalRetros.com, enter promo code USFL Network at checkout. 10% off your entire purchase. Everyone's got some gear. I have some gear coming in as well. Got my Boston Breakers jersey, hopefully by the 16th of this month, with the USFL Network logo on the back. What else we got? USFLnetwork.com. Got to hit up our site. We had a lot of great content there, weekly shows, videos. We got a lot of things coming up. Even though the season's progressing, we're going to have some guys on soon.
Stamped.
Stamped. All right, let's finish. Yeah, absolutely. Stamped.
I can't say nothing after that. I mean, I was going to say something, but he stamped it.
I know. All right, really quick. Go ahead.
No, it's good. If you want to follow me, though, on betting wise, just pick the opposite of what I pick, and you'll make a lot of money.
All right. So follow at banditsball_USFL, at NOLA Breakdown, BreakersNation.insider on Instagram. And you're also on Twitter as well, though, right, Leaux?
Yeah.
He's trying out there.
Trying? Everyone has their thing. I'm Facebook. You guys get the Twitter, TikTok, Instagram.
Instagram star for the network.
Yeah.
IG all day.
Yeah.
I mean,
all right.
We were the top-rated weekly show on the network too.
You got an IG model. That's why it's not you, bud. This dude over here. Come on.
All right, guys. This was fun. It was a great week 3 recap. We'll see you all next week.
All right.
Yep. All right. This is the USFL Network. Later, guys.
I don't know what to do with my hand.